Welcome to Wrestler of the Week, Week 6. It pretty much works like this. If you are a professional wrestler and you made the most impact in the past 7 days, I will name you Wrestler of the Week. Every week there will be a point system, and at the end of the calendar year, points will be tabulated, and whoever has the most points at the end of the year will be named the male and female Wrestler of the Year. If you want to know what I use as criteria for Wrestler of the Week, be sure to check out my Week 1 episode. What a week! Major debuts, rock concerts, title defenses, heel turns, and a continued build to the biggest show of the year, so let's just go. First, the women and some honorable mentions. Masha Slamovic, one half of the current TNA Knockouts Tag Champs, had a busy week as she defended her JCW title against Marcus Mathers while also losing to Blake Christian when she challenged for the GCW World title earlier this week. Even though she and Kalani Jordan lost a tag match against Kiana James and Izzy Dame on NXT, it was nice to see Thea Hale returning to her Chase U roots. Ring of Honor Women's Champ Athena had a pretty sound non-title victory over Aisha on Ring of Honor television. Now that Athena has a new challenger for her Ring of Honor Women's title, with Hikaru Shida stepping up, we have the possibility for some real goodness at Supercard of Honor. Saray challenged Mayu Iwatani to an IWGP Women's Championship match at All-Star Grand Queendom. Maika challenged Utami Hayashita for a World of Stardom Championship match. We had all sorts of tournaments. Stardom is in the throes of their Cinderella tournament that saw me, Sarah, Amy Hannon, and Starlight Kid all advancing, while Billy Starks and Mercedes Martinez advanced in the Ring of Honor Women's Television Tournament. And now the top 10 wrestlers of the week for the women. We kick off the countdown with some lucha love as Doc Silueta defeated La Catalina to retain the CMLL Japan Women's Championship. At number 9, we have Willow Nightingale, who had a big win over Rio at AEW Big Business and now looks to be in line for a potential TBS title shot against Julia Hart if we go by the way the show ended. Also, it will be interesting to see how Willow and Mercedes Moné will interact on AEW with their past history. Coming in at number 8 are the number 1 contenders for the major female titles at WrestleMania. Becky Lynch had a major victory over Liv Morgan on Monday Night Raw as she looks ahead towards her championship match against Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, while Bayley was all over Friday Night SmackDown, and her match with Dakota Kai ended in chaos as Damage Control interfered, and now Naomi is involved in this feud with the potential for Bianca Belair also getting involved. This storyline is starting to bleed into others, and to me, those are the best kind of wrestling stories. Coming in at number 7 are the participants of the feud to determine the AEW Women's Champion. We had AEW Women's Champ Timeless Toni Storm and Mariah May engage in a squash match at AEW Rampage, but then Deonna Purrazzo came out and revealed the recently returned Thunder Rosa as her tag partner to even the odds. It is great to see Thunder Rosa inserted in this angle, and honestly, I can see this somehow evolving from a feud between Storm and Purrazzo to one between Storm and Rosa. But I love everyone involved in this angle, and I just want more. At number 6 is the CMLL tag team of Andromeda and Scotty, who at CMLL Viernes Espectacular defeated Las Chicas Indomitables to win the CMLL Women's National Tag Team Championships. Coming in at number 5, also from CMLL, is Reina Isis, who defeated Zexius to retain the CMLL Women's National Championship. The number 4 spot belongs to Rena from Stardom, who defeated Moran to retain the Future of Stardom Championship in a great match. At number 3 are the Kabuki Warriors, who continue to be one of the workhorses in all of professional wrestling. This time successfully defending their women's tag titles in a great bout against a game Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark on Monday Night Raw. Then on Friday Night SmackDown, they of course got involved in the main event match between Bayley and Dakota Kai, and even helped to take down Naomi, who came out to help. The Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, are one of the most active wrestlers on the planet, defending their titles seemingly every week, and after taking down Baszler and Stark, I am having a difficult time figuring out who will take them down. Perhaps Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill? Who knows? I think it's safe to say that at this point, the Kabuki Warriors are the most dominant and decorated female tag team in WWE history. At number 2 is Stephanie Vaquer, who walked away with a major victory, besting Julia to win the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. Julia is one of the more higher profile names that has not appeared in any of the major American promotions, and a win over a name that is most likely going to make a splash in WWE or AEW is a major deal. It was a hell of a match, but Vaquer was able to take Julia down and is now your new New Japan Strong Women's Champion. Congratulations! And now it's time for Julia to decide where the next chapter of her career lies. And coming in at number 1 as the female wrestler of the week is the CEO Mercedes Moné, who made her official AEW debut in a big way on Big Business and was presented as a superstar from the jump and gave a heartfelt promo before coming in to aid Willow Nightingale to end the show and stand tall. Moné has provided a major glow-up for AEW's already stacked women's division, and I am losing my shit over potential feuds and matches Moné will have in AEW. She is indeed money in the bank, Damian Priest. Follow-up is key, but as it stands, Mercedes Moné is your female wrestler of the week. And now the men and some honorable mentions. We got a couple major returns this week on AEW television as Adam Copeland and Pac both made their returns, with Copeland challenging Christian for the TNT title at Dynamite in Toronto, while the Bastard returned to lend a hand to Eddie Kingston, who is experiencing issues with the New Elite with Okada in tow. The Judgment Day had a busy week, but most importantly, it was announced that they will be defending their tag titles in a 6-team ladder match at WrestleMania, which has the potential to be absolutely insane. We got some real traction on the feud between Jimmy and Jey Uso, and after Jey issued the challenge on Monday Night Raw to challenge his brother and Jimmy accepted on Friday, we now have a brother versus brother match set for WrestleMania. On SmackDown, we have a couple major events going down. First, the feud between LA Knight and AJ Styles intensified as Styles accepted a WrestleMania challenge from Knight with a steel chair and took him out, while Logan Paul stepped in it on Friday Night SmackDown and now finds himself in a triple threat match against Randy Orton and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania for his United States title. Apart from that, we had a whole slew of tournaments. Whether it is the tournament to determine who will be in the ladder match at WrestleMania, or the New Japan Cup, or the WXW 16 karat gold tournament, we had a lot of movement in those brackets. And now the top 10 wrestlers of the week for the men. Kicking off the countdown at number 10 is Jay White of the Bang Bang Gang, who had a major impact on Big Business. After soundly defeating Darby Allin, Jay and the Bang Bang Gang went full heel, attacking Darby post-match and then turning on the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass. Jay White is a single star on the AEW roster who is ready to break out at any time, and he is a much more natural heel. So here's hoping this turn puts White on the right track towards real stardom in the promotion. Coming in at number 9 is Nick Nemeth, who was also number 9 last week. But after a beatdown from the system at the end of TNA Impact, after Nemeth and Speedball Mountain defeated the Rascals, Nemeth now finds himself as the number 1 contender to Moose's TNA World title. This feels like a really quick trajectory for Nemeth, who just got to TNA. But I have a feeling this match, no matter who comes out on top, will be a legit banger. But Nick Nemeth finds himself in the number 9 spot. Coming in at number 8 is Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson, who are doing their best to sell their upcoming match at AEW Dynasty. On Collision last week, Danielson won a great match against Shane Taylor before Danielson and Ospreay had a face-to-face with the official challenge for Dynasty set. Then on AEW Big Business, Will Ospreay cut one of his best promos ever, and whoever says Ospreay can't talk on the stick better be eating their words. The promo had heart, passion, fire, and made me believe that this match between Ospreay and Danielson could not be just one of the best of the year, but maybe one of the best of the entire decade. Let's fucking go! The number 7 spot belongs to all-time great Mystico, who defeated Angel Del Oro to retain the MLW Middleweight Championship in a great match. The number 6 position belongs to the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and the Brahma Bull, the final boss, The Rock. Cody had a great interview with Michael Cole to hammer home the personal stakes as a teary-eyed Rhodes mentioned that while he cannot physically give the WWE Undisputed Universal title to the American Dream Dusty Rhodes if he beats Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, he still has the chance to give that to his mother. It was a great babyface promo on Monday Night Raw. Then on Friday Night SmackDown, The Rock returned to Memphis to provide an entertaining rock concert and give a message to Cody Rhodes and the entire Rhodes family that the plan is for The Rock and Roman Reigns to hand Cody's mother his blood-stained belt instead. We are seeing great fire and amazing promos, and the build and layers for this main event WrestleMania feud just keeps building and peeling. And it is great when the biggest story in wrestling feels like the biggest story in wrestling. So kudos to all involved, but specifically this week, The Rock and Cody Rhodes. The number 5 spot goes to the Young Bucks and Kazuchika Okada, who had a great week on AEW television. On Collision, they defeated a bunch of scrubs. Then on Wednesday, AEW Big Business, they defeated Eddie Kingston, Pac, and Penta. The new Elite and their heelish stylings are starting off on the right foot, and if anyone has seen Okada heel it up in New Japan, knows that if he wants to be hated, he can pull it off. Pairing him up with the Young Bucks, who has good heel heat of their own in hindsight, makes sense, and now it looks like it is time for belt collector Okada to emerge, with him first going after Eddie Kingston's Continental title. But for now, at the halfway mark, we got the Elite at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is NXT North American champ Oba Femi, who continues to dominate with a decisive victory over Brooks Jensen to retain the title on this past week's NXT. Femi is one of those stars who literally came out of nowhere like an RKO and yet acts like he's been in the industry for years. Femi is going to be a major player for WWE when he is eventually called up and can have a massive future with the company. I am already salivating over a meat match between Femi and Gunther. Oh, I think I just came on myself. Number 3 belongs to TNA X Division champion Mustafa Ali, who continues to shine and have his star only rise in TNA with a win over Chris Sabin to pretty definitively end that feud for the X Division title in my eyes. Ali has been presented as a major star, possibly only second to Moose in the system, even though those parties crossing paths seems like an inevitability. Mustafa Ali is one of those talents like Will Ospreay that I think will definitely benefit from not being in the WWE system where they can carve their own niche and legacy. Anyways, Mustafa Ali is the truth and is the number 3 wrestler of the week. Coming in at number 2 is Sami Zayn, who on this past Monday Night Raw won one of the best TV matches in the year in a great gauntlet match to become number 1 contender for Gunther's Intercontinental title. Zayn came in and bested Bronson Reed, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Chad Gable, who brought out the best in an emotional finale, but in the end it was a quick roll-up from Zayn that captured the win, and now Sami Zayn has punched his ticket to WrestleMania and is slotted into one of the most intriguing matches of the weekend. Will Zayn be the one to finally end Gunther's record-setting Intercontinental title reign? Or will Gunther just continue to steamroll over everyone? Honestly, I think Gunther has hit the ceiling with the title and it's time to free him up for bigger and better things, while Zayn can play the fighting underdog champ and keep some of that shine that Gunther has added to the title. It was a long road for him to get there, but Sami Zayn now has a clear path to WrestleMania 40 against one of the most dominant champions in WWE history and is our number 2 wrestler of the week. And the male wrestler of the week is the Samoan submission machine, the world killer, the put some respect on his name, AEW World Heavyweight Champion Samoa Joe, who at AEW Big Business took care of business pretty soundly, defeating Wardlow to retain his title. It was a dominant and clean victory over someone I think a lot of people were expecting a little bit more of a challenge from. I honestly don't know where Wardlow goes from here, but I do know that Samoa Joe continues his reign of dominance and continues to add some more shine and prestige to that AEW World Heavyweight title belt as you continue the story of Swerve Strickland doing all he can to get a solid one-on-one crack for the title. Tony Khan seems to line them up and Joe continues to knock them all down. The famous Isle of Samoa continues to dominate the headlines of professional wrestling, and this week is no different with AEW champ Samoa Joe as the Week 6 male wrestler of the week. And here are the standings for men's and women's wrestler of the week. What did you think of my picks for male and female wrestler of the week? Share your thoughts, leave your comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you can get notifications as well. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care.